The two-lane guys, man, excuse me, my nose is just, the pollen, it's just crazy. I did get smart though. Two-lane guys came with, one guy came with a screwdriver. I stuck it in the Mr. Almighty clip there. That's the way I will not lose it. It'll probably hopefully fly off somewhere. But anyway, that's where I got it, and I know where it is at. The two-lane guys. So, almost done. Probably do one more little video just to wrap everything up on him and make sure everything's dry. I just got to paint the base and just a few other little things. If I missed the very bottom of his pants. Well, I have to go fix that. But anyway, if you can see him, it's very, very, very subtle. That's the way I like to paint figures. Again, a style. My style, you know, is just the way I like to do it. I start with basically a flesh tone, then go in and do a wash, and then I go in and pretty much it's basically dry brushing, but I will do highlights on my cheeks and nose and just slowly blend it in. But basically dry brushing, just getting it harder and harder on the and very, very lightly. A lot of people use pastels. I do that too. I like the way it looks. It's just a nice normal. If you see like the sheen on the skin, yeah, I think it looks really good. You know, almost oils is excellent, but it's just it looks dark and everything. And I call it the rainbow face on acrylics. If you ever see figure painters, they you know, do from light to dark. Some can pull it off, some can't. And it's just one of those. But this is the way I do it. I think it looks pretty darn slick. I did get the eyes in, but they're very, very you know, subtle, because, you know, he's 1/18 scale, so, you know, you're looking at him at 18 feet away, you know, so you don't have to necessarily put the whites in his eyes. Speaking of that, I never use white. You never want to use white for the whites of the eyes unless you're doing, like, you know, life-size heads that you can actually see the white. Where is it? Which one's that one? That's the light one. Yeah, I use light skin tone. If you put that in there, because it basically looks creamy on the whites of the eyes once you get far away, and that works out really well. That's what I use. I try not to use solid whites. So, two-lane guy number 2. Did the same thing. Did a lot of dry brushing on him to get the jean jacket, you know, jean look. I gotta go just a little more pass on him and then seal everything. Skin tone, same way. Base coat, wash, and a little bit of highlighting on the cheek, nose, brow, and all that good stuff. And I started doing a little dry brushing on the hair, so hopefully, I think he turned out pretty darn slick. Got the belt painted, and then I'm going to do a little bit of wash on the white here to get him just a little more defined in the folds and everything, which will be like a white grayish wash, what I'll use. But anyway, that is where I am on the two-lane guys. So we'll get wrapped him up hopefully in a day or two, because there's going to be a couple days there I probably won't get nothing after Labor Day, after Memorial Day. You have to get back to the grind and just run out of time. The Type 94. I had to do a little cheating today. I didn't get a... Hopefully I won't break it. Drop it. What I've done so far on that, and if you can... Well, I'll have to show the camo later. I got the brown, the tan, the green, and the yellow stripe. And the yellow stripe's for like the sunlight and the trees when it's supposed to... when the sunlight hits it and everything. And we'll dive into that more later. But the base is what I wanted to get done today, since I had a little more time. And what I did is, this is called Celluclay, and it's down there, and I can't reach it to show everyone. But Celluclay mixed with white glue and sand. I like to put sand in it. It just makes a nice, good, generic ground. Hopefully you might be able to see some of that in there. And I got it all in there, and I wanted to get the tank on, as I wanted to get him you know, pushed down, you know, get the tracks kind of into the embedded. But it's such a light tank, it really ain't going to, you know, like plow through the dirt, you know. I mean, it'll leave tracks, but it won't leave, you know, like a real big heavy tank. And I wanted to get the figure in, and that's what I wanted to do with this sword. Get that in there, get his feet impressions, and get him where he, basically where I want him. And that's what I wanted to do today, was get at least the groundwork done, because it's going to have to sit for 2 or 3 days just to dry. There he goes. I knew I'd do it. But anyway, I wanted to get that done and get that basically sit and dried, and then you start working on. Once I get the groundwork done, I can paint it, and then we're going to add a little foliage, grass, some palm leaves. I want to do the ones that are on the ground where they're expanded, and we'll go from there. And then we can go back to painting the tank. And that is, I basically got the camo on, and then we got to go in and paint the rubber on the wheels, and then we're going to do some fading, we're going to do some washes, we're going to do some streaking, we're going to do some paint the bedroll, paint the tools. You know, we just got a lot to do to make this thing pop. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. Taking care of the Type 94, and we are painting the 2-lane blacktop figure. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.